So there are people basically who are going to say that, because such and such and such and such, they dated and, they're planning their wedding, they're going to be getting married in a couple months, then why can't you guys do it? There's been, and I know people want to say that because there's people I've seen get married in, my family, a couple of people who have gotten married, and, people will probably point to them and use examples of they got married, so why aren't y'all married? But I will expand on something. So one of the couples that I saw get married, they dated God's way, so to speak, which there is no such thing as dating God's way, not in the Bible. I've yet to see any part in the Bible where it says dating God's way. In the Bible, what it's like is you don't date. You just get married. Then you can be, kiss and hug and touch and all that stuff.
Or you rape a woman first, then you can marry her after you rape her, or that.
Yeah. So there is no dating God's way. I think that's a little cute little thing the church came up with or something, to kind of have control over dating and stuff because they don't approve about how people date now. So they want to control it so they can kind of push people to marriage real fast or something. So there is a person who did get married and stuff. And she, she said she dated God's way and everything. And, and the thing is her relationship, they really did not, I think the whole dating God's way, I don't think they really got a chance to be around each other or to talk and stuff like that. And, just to have regular, real conversations. They dated a long time ago, but then they, broke it off. But then they started dating, like a couple years back, God's way through the church. And now they dated that long and stuff. And, now they're going to be getting married and stuff. And they hurried up and do a wedding together and stuff. Now, my question is, how the hell did you throw some money together for a wedding? Where the hell did you get that money? Because nobody can pull money out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? And there's no way to have a satisfying wedding if you're just going to throw something together. You know what I'm saying? If you want it to be all nice and look great like on TV, well, you're going to need a whole lot of people. You're going to need a lot of money. You're going to need a wedding planner in order to do that, okay? But, yes, this person did get married to, their husband's girl did, or whatever. And for her, she got married, and now she carries the title of wife around like it's a badge of honor or something. She's better than everybody else. But, the thing is that, I don't think that I'm going to follow her example because they didn't even live together first. They don't really know anything about each other, I mean, I think that their relationship, I don't know what their life is like behind closed doors, but I don't think it's...
They basically was strangers getting married. So their life is stranger. They are strangers, basically.
Hey, that's a TV
behind closed
show.
doors getting married.
That's a TV show where there's these people who they get married real fast or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's basically God's way. Well, so, but it's not. I mean, it's the church's way that they say is God's way, basically.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the thing is that, I seen someone else that a person on my, Facebook that got married. And what happened is this person was forced to get married. You see, this person had a mother who wanted to force it because her mother was all Christian-like and everything. And, basically wanted to force her daughter to get married. How did I know it was forced? Because it was thrown together so fast. I found out like a month, I guess, before what it was. So it was thrown together quick, And then the place they got married, and it was an event place, but it was next to this bar, okay? And, when they were trying to do the prayer, there were people that were screaming profanities during the prayer and stuff like that. And that's another instance of saying that Christianity doesn't work. Because surely there should not be somebody screaming and saying F you during the fact of, a prayer. There is no way possible. There is no way. And it was several times. But this person, I know they were forced because the bride didn't even want to come out. It was the point where she had to be pushed out. She had to be pushed out in order, to, and walk down the aisle and stuff like that and hiding behind a bouquet. Like she wasn't happy. How can that be a satisfying wedding day for somebody to get married and stuff? Like, how can that be? And I know religion was the thing that messed it up. I know it was, because it just did not go over well. And the wedding was so unorganized. I'm not blaming the person or the couple, but the fact is that, they were forced into it because of religion. I've seen another wedding like that where, religion centered around it. You know what I'm saying? And, Christianity did, and it just made it a train wreck. And every time I see these weddings that are rushed, I'm just like, oh my gosh, how can these people do this? How can they rush into this type of stuff and not think about it? Because I can't do that. I can't. I can't. I gotta have it planned out. You know what I'm saying? I got to. I got to. There's no way. Yeah, we're yeah, we got to plan to get married. When, we don't know. But the thing is that if you want to have a nice wedding, and also you want to have a good marriage after it, you have to plan. You have to put some effort into it, if that makes sense. It's not something where you can just, I'm just going to do this stuff, because I've seen so many weddings like that, and it's just crazy. But the fact of with us is that, because some other people get married, are we going to get married? Just because somebody else did and they did it for a year. Well, we've been together for 7 years. We've lived together for 4. And we don't care if we see people, that have only been together for a short amount of time for them to get married, because they are strangers getting married. Because they basically only have done a lot of meet and greets. But they haven't really, haven't lived together and stuff like that,
Shoot, there was this dude, I looked it up. I wanted to see what it was like for a person that actually goes through with it. And I wanted to find somebody that was black like me. So I found this black dude. And he said that he didn't even kiss a girl. He didn't even hug her. He's like, no lust, none of that. So then, he got married to her. Then it came time to seal the deal with sex, whatever. So, she pulls his pants down and she says, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
I've seen horses' penises bigger than that.
That was
on his wedding night. And, she was, and they got a divorce and all that, of course, because, damn, you're not about to be with a person like that. You know what I mean? But it's like, he did all that. It was another thing that when I was making a decision during the time before, I did research. I was researching this stuff to see if it was really real. Like, I wanted to see what the life was like, because I wanted to know, you know what I mean? But it's another thing that failed. It's another thing that failed. When does God's plan fail? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and tell them about, don't you know somebody who, well, you're not like related to them, and they're not a friend of yours, but don't you know somebody who happens to be the son of a pastor, and they married somebody or whatever, and
yeah,
what happened
right.
after they got married?
Okay.
They got married, the godly way and all that.
Well, kinda, because what happened was that the girl ended up her belly got real big. Okay, she was a bigger girl, chunky, but her belly started getting big. So they had to have one of those shotgun quick weddings. You know what I'm saying? So make it look right before she popped that baby out. So she hurried up and did that. And she knew who she was messing with, too. She knew she was messing with a pastor's kid. She knew that. And then after she popped that baby out, they had about 2 visits to see the baby. They didn't live here. They lived somewhere else. And then after that, she said, all right, pay up. I'm here to take everything you got. I want half everything you got. I want the car. I want all that stuff. And I want alimony, monthly payments of alimony for you having sex with me. Also, I want child support too. I want that too for the rest of the time that the kid's going to be with me up until age 21. That's what I want. And that's what happened. He got. She used the Christianity against him. But, that's just, it makes you, when you're mentally weak like that,
yeah.
The women are conniving, they'll do that. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't getting no prenup either.
So we're going to now talk about rushing into marriage and what those consequences are. So I told you guys that I've been to weddings where people clearly rushed into marriage and they didn't know each other, and those weddings are always a train wreck. It's always something where like you don't have there's so many people you can't even sit down, you don't have a chair. You have to stand next to a wall because there was no planning that went into it. Only thing was about getting married, and that was it. And for the guests, it was nothing basically. Or you go to a wedding and you're a guest and you gotta wait forever to get the food. You're waiting 3 hours to get food. Okay. Thing about the whole rushing into marriage thing, for people who are thinking about doing it. Okay. First thing, if you're meeting somebody, or whatever, and you're interested in establishing a relationship with them, make sure you both are interested in a relationship with each other and you are attracted to each other. And you guys are on the same page about, whether you're going to have kids or you're not going to have kids. If either of you disagree, one says, I want kids, the other says not, time to just go. If you find out that the person that you're with, you find out that the person is still chasing after their ex, time to split. Just leave it alone. If the person, has a baby with somebody and they have an attachment to that person that's an ex or something like that, and you ain't got no kids, just split, just run. Okay?
If you get up there, this is my biggest thing. I can't stand people who do this. You get up there.
Meaning at a wedding?
At a wedding. You get up there, okay? And it's time for you to say all those vows that you promised that you was going to be doing after marriage to that person. All that whole time throughout the whole relationship, you acted like you was telling the truth about all these promises and all these vows you made to that other person that you would do for them or with them after you got married for the rest of the relationship. So now you get up there and then it sounds some stuff like this. Here's the guy. No, baby, I really love you. And we've been together through a lot of things. And, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I fix the car for you, baby. I got you. All right? I'm going to fix the car for you, baby. When you come home, I got, and if I'm off work, I'm going to make sure you have dinner on the table. You know what I mean? And look, you ain't got to worry about nothing. I got your back. You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure that the floor's going to be vacuumed. Look, I ain't all that great at dusting. I mean, I'm not really going to dust. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I really don't care about dusting for real. That's okay. He's even telling the truth. Look at that. And he's sitting there, I'll water the plants. I'll make sure plants water. Hey, you ain't got to worry about trash. Trash will be taken out. It's not going to stink. Nothing like that when you come home. You know what I mean? I got you. Okay? Don't even worry about having to mow the lawn. Nothing like that. I got it.
Okay.
Okay. And that's his vows. Okay, miss, what are your vows? I always loved you, and I can't wait to, have a good family with you and everything, and I promise to always love you. I promise to always, just be there. I promise to just be a lady. That's your vows? Are you done? Yep. No. What? If that's what she said, okay, so she basically, all those, the ones. Some of them about sex, some of them about trying on clothes, some about doing those activities you like to do, some of them going to those ball games you like to go to, or plays, or whatever you like to do. All those promises that she said she was going to do for you, or maybe she ain't big on cooking, but she said she's going to do that. So you ain't heard none of those vows that she made to get married by you. Get your ass and walk off the stage. Leave. Because she just, look, how are you ever going to trust her? She's been lying to you all that time. I mean, how many years is that she's been keeping that lie and having you have those lies in your head and never told the truth? If she can hold a lie for that long, hell no. You need to get off the stage. Just walk. And then just as quick as you can, because if you didn't get a freaking prenup, every 2 days that you're with her is a day of alimony. Understand? So leave.
Okay, so let's talk. I just think the consequences of rushing into marriage is that, you know, really you're with a person that you're with a strange person.
Yeah.
You don't know the person, and you.
So that information I just told you right there, if you're basically strangers and you're rushing into marriage, you ain't even lived together to have those promises.
And the thing too is that there's people who will not be together for a year. Like when I give the example about Cameron and Alex or whatever. What's her name? Carmen and Alex. Yeah. So, and those are fictitious people, by the way. But the thing is, it's like, you know, I've heard somebody say when I went to a wedding that oh well, like when they heard how long we'd been together, I think it was about that time. It was like maybe 3 years or so. They said, oh well, you know, that's a long time. You know, well, I think that, you know, if I'm with a guy, I think, you know, all we gotta do is be together 3 months, and then we can get married. And I was like, and you know, that person ended up getting married too. That girl ended up getting married. And now that she's married, you know, she had her little wedding and everything, you know, and stuff. But I'll tell you, now, looking at the pictures and stuff, like, you know, she had some pretty hair and stuff, like shoulder and stuff, or whatever, and stuff. And she's like a really cool person and everything. Now that she's married, I seen a picture of her and her husband. Now, the pretty hair she had, you know, like right here and stuff, where she looked pretty and stuff or whatever, I'll tell you, now she can cut her hair off. You know?
She's like a dude?
Yeah, she can cut her hair. Her hair is like up here and like a dude haircut. That's what her hair looks like now. She had pretty hair. You know what I'm saying? Here, and I'm just like, well, if you wanted to cut your hair like that, dear, why didn't you do it, but, you know, on your wedding day? Why didn't you look like that? And that's something that happens where there's a lot of women who on their wedding day, they will look their most feminine and everything. But then after they get married, they cut their hair off.
You see, that? Okay, this is a process. I'm going to tell you the process. It goes like this. Okay? The process is this. You either, you look as much as a woman. I don't know why they do this, but they do this. Okay? They know what they got to do to get married. It's called a bait and switch. Okay? Or it's called the woman's milestone experiences. And their milestone experiences is getting pregnant, to have the baby shower attention, to get the maternity shoots. It's using the baby to pressure a man into marriage so that they can have the marriage experiences and have that, and have the marriage pictures. And then it's cutting their hair all off, looking like as much as a man as they can, so that way they can, now that they got that out of the way, now they want the lesbian experiences, or the dyke experiences, whatever you call those, where you want to look like a man, you be with a woman. Those experiences, because now, who the fuck is the kid? He was just something you use to get married. Then who the fuck is the guy? Like, he was just something you use, to get married also. You know what I'm saying? Have an experience. Well, now that both of those is done, you've had those experience already. Who the fuck is they? Time to switch it up. Time to look like, as a man as much as you can, so that you can find a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? It's those milestone experiences that they want to experience.
Well,
that's why.
Here's the thing I would ask the question of. If a woman knows, if she wants to have lesbian experiences, there are some women that are lesbians and they have long hair and they still look like women and stuff, but here's the thing, if a woman knows that she wants to have those lesbian experiences, why don't you have the lesbian experiences before you get married?
Because they know what they got to do. They know what they got to do to get married, because it's a competition. It's her versus all the other girls out there, okay, that will marry him. This is why, if the relationship's not going so well, what she'll do is she will go out in public places and she'll use what's called public display of affection. It's where she'll be all over you and act like, you'll tell if they're really into each other, because he'll be all over her too. Hugging her and holding hands, stuff with her too. But if he's just kind of sitting there and she's kind of holding him and always, keeping him real close.
Yeah, we've seen this before, yeah.
Because that means that at home, she's not really like that. She don't actually like him like that. She knows what she's not doing, and she is scared that, he might meet other women that he's from high school, or women that he knows, or her own friends that's trying to get at him, who knows everything that she's not doing for the guy, and is going to come in and totally just ruin her whole plan. Okay, that's why they use that public display of affection to keep other women at bay and act like she's really into him, but really she ain't.
So with the pressuring into marriage, when you have people, who try to the pressure into marriage. Now, one factor that pressure people into marriage will be church. If you're a Christian or something, you go into church and you're in a relationship with somebody, and you start noticing people at your church start pressuring you. Don't get married because of your church. Here's the thing, if you get married in your church, they're gonna ask you for money, which money is supposed to be the root of all evil. So what the hell are they doing asking for it on Sunday or in tithes?
Jesus gonna ask you for this shit. If money is the root of all evil, but he's gonna ask you for this stuff every Sunday, and if you don't got it, he'll put a curse on you.
And the next thing also with pressuring in marriage, it is not a good idea for a woman to have a baby to try to pressure a guy into marriage, because me and Anwan went to a wedding show and stuff. And, they had all the stuff that you need for a wedding and stuff like that. Your DJ, your photography, the women walking around in dresses and stuff like that. And thing is that we saw women there that had strollers, and they had babies in a stroller. And I remember one lady had a stroller and she had a baby, and it was a guy there. And, we could tell that that's what she was really trying to do. And she brought him along, I guess, so he could see the stuff, and she could say, oh, look, see, and see this and that, whatever, because that's what she's trying to do. But see, the thing is she didn't have to bring a life into the world to do that. What I think is if she wanted to get married to him, she just should have got serious about doing some of the things that he wants to see done in order for him to feel comfortable enough to get married, because a guy will marry a woman, if... it depends on the guy. You got some guys that want to get married and want to be bachelors forever. But, the thing is I think it's kind of selfish to bring a baby into the world only to get married. I think that's selfish.
Oh, that's not only selfish. That's straight. I deem that shit evil as fuck.
Yeah. So the thing with pressuring someone into marriage, if it's a guy pressuring a chick into marriage or whatever, or you have a girl pressuring a guy into marriage, don't let any motherfucker come along and pressure you into something that you ain't ready for. If you're the type of person, you're outspoken, say something like, you know what, I'm not doing this, and just leave. You know what I'm saying? Just do that. Don't have nobody pressuring. Now, people might say, well, what about my family members? Well, I got aunts and uncles, or, grandparents, or people, that at family events that are trying to pressure me into getting married. Because basically what you heard about what I'm hearing, like what I experienced, is them trying to pressure me into marriage by asking me when am I getting married type of shit. Well, don't go with that. Do what the fuck you want to do. You can do the fuck what you want to do. Okay? You can actually do it, and you can tell them, I'm going to do what I want to. You can actually do that. Now, you may say, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Well, you can just say, well, to the person who asked you, say, you know what? You could say, we're not getting married till we're ready. They keep pressing you. Say, since you keep asking about when we get married and stuff, you know what? How about me and this person never get married? Or if we get married, we just don't invite you. How about that? Or how about we go have a destination wedding, and only time you hear that we got married is when we post it on Facebook. 3 months later. How about that? It's one of those things where, you don't let nobody push you into something you ain't ready for. Even if you love the person, sometimes you just got to say, sorry, but I'm going to do it when I'm ready. That's what, that's a part of being an adult. You might be afraid of losing that relationship with somebody, but, you won't lose a relationship with a family member, well, unless it's a fucked up type of family member. But, the thing is you got to think about your happiness long term. And if you're not ready to get married and you're waiting and stuff, then do it when you're ready. They're not getting married. Do you really want to be pressured into marriage, and then you got somebody walking down the aisle, and then, that family member pressured into marriage, and then they're walking down the aisle with the bouquet, and they're all feeling great like they're getting married and having their damn wedding? Really? No. It's for you to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? You and your significant other to enjoy. Not necessarily for somebody else who pressured you to do it, because they're not getting married. They not, you're gonna be the person who's gonna have to be behind closed doors with this other person. You know what I'm saying? It's being serious. It got so light in here.
Sure did. The sun's shining. About time the sun came out.
Yeah, I'm so happy it came out. It was a thunderstorm yesterday. So don't let somebody pressure you into marriage. And yeah, if guys, if you have a girlfriend and she doesn't want to have an abortion or something like that, frankly, I think that what, if for some reason she's pregnant and you don't want to have a baby with her, one thing is to protect yourself if you don't want to, or if you don't want to have kids, you get a vasectomy. You know what I'm saying? And that's that way. Now, if you have the girl that says, oh well, it's a miracle baby. It was an immaculate conception. I know in hell it's an immaculate
paternity
conception.
test, quick.
So don't do that. Yes, paternity
You
test.
only got a year and a half. Don't let it get to in a half part. Just do it in the first year. Do it as soon as possible.
Also, for a girl, if you're, if you don't want to have a baby, you don't have to. You can get an abortion. There's nothing evil about it. I had an abortion, and I'm still okay. I'm still living and stuff like that. It's all right.
What is evil is when you let the little babies, the little darlings grow up, and then you ask them, you want to go to heaven, and then you freaking kill them, and their sense of safety and being killed by their own mother. And while they're sitting there, you sitting there taking them to church and shit, having telling them, well, God is the one who brought you here, and God is the one that can take you out. And when they get home, though, you were the actually one that's killing them. And so now, the truth and what they really realize is that when mommy said, I'm the one who brought you into this world, and I'm the one who can take you out, they realize that it's you. Because you're the one that's sitting here asking if they want to go to heaven. You're strangling them or drowning them or killing them or throwing them off the river. All type of crazy shit we've been hearing on the news about these women saying that, well, God told me to kill my own kids and stuff like that. So that's evil. That is. Now you are murdering.
So next part is, I'm just going to say, I think people who start a relationship and they're trying to, progress towards marriage or beyond, I think the thing is, when you start off a relationship, don't have marriage on the brain when you're starting a relationship and you're looking for, don't do that. Now if you're a girl and you're pregnant and you're trying to find a guy, just don't, because the guy you might run up on, you may think he can do anything, he might beat your ass, so it's probably not worth doing it, if that makes sense. I think if you want to start off a relationship, start off getting to know each other. One great way to get a chance to know somebody is to meet the people's family, because you'll know whether or not the person is being truthful about whether they're single by their family, because people in their family will tell on their ass. They will definitely tell them, because the person, they may have a family member who says, oh, well, they may ask who you are. Oh, well, me and such, we're dating or whatever. Oh, okay, great. Well, that's funny. Her and her ex, they were just together yesterday. So, and she said that, that they're still talking. So, they might ask the question who you are. That's why I say you go around people's family members. Now, if people don't want to take you around their family,
then you probably booty call.
Right, you could be. But, when you're dating, like when you show up for a meet and greet, where y'all just meet and stuff, ask the questions about what they want to do. Ask the question of, is this like something we doing like a one night stand thing, or are we hanging out just because you want to kill time, or
as long as she doesn't call it a date. If she says a date, okay.
Well, ask her to explain what a date is too.
Because you can say, if you just want to get dinner, or hey, I'm hungry, let's just talk and get to know each other. That's all that stuff is different than a date. If it's a date and you're paying for booze, you're paying for all of the meal, all of it. Okay? That means she's going to be putting out some way. That's a date.
What does putting out mean for people who don't understand?
Putting out means you're going to be given a blowjob, you're going to be given anal, or you're going to be giving up the vagina. That's what that means. Okay, so that's what that means. So I highly recommend that you don't call it a date, because if he does pay for everything, I hate to tell you this because I've seen it happen, he might have some boys that's going to come and carry you out if you can't pay the money back. Because you might say the same stuff the other girls say. Well, if I say no, then no means no. Okay. because he's going to say no too. He's going to say no to you just taking everything for free. So therefore pay it back. If you believe that no means no, okay, great. I'm going to say no too. I believe that no means no. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to say no, that you need to be no to taking all that stuff for free. And you need to pay it back now since you're not going to be doing that.
Okay. So that's what that's about. I mean, it's the basic point is if you want to start a relationship, define that both of you guys are wanting to get in a relationship and take your time getting a chance to know each other. Don't just get to 3 months and say, oh yeah, I want to do this and that or whatever. Now if that person hiding stuff, explain. You know what I'm saying? If they're hiding something or whatever, or they can't explain something, don't do it. Also,